Alright. Moving on to falling on your face. Annabelle creation. So, this one directed by David F. Sandberg, who did Lights Out. And yeah, this one is the origin of Annabelle, and it does connect to the first one. The original one. It's sort of it's the second one to do this. Like, the first Ouija was bad, and then you got Ouija Origin of Evil, which is pretty good. Then you got Annabelle, which was bad, and then Annabelle Creation. So you go back and do origin style movies, I guess they have good luck. And another extra to that is that Lulu Wilson was in both Ouija Origin of Evil and Annabelle Creation. We start with the Mullins family. Sam Mullins' wife Esther and their daughter Annabelle, or B. We go to church. On the way back, B is accidentally ran over by a car, and then we cut to years later, 6 years later, something like that, and the Mullins are bringing some orphan girls into their home to stay there with Sister Charlotte. So yeah, once they get there, creepy things start to happen. Not much is told to us from what happened. We only see the little girl gets hit by a car. We don't really see it. We just see the car go by, and she dies, and it cuts to this. So we don't really get to see what happens in between that time. We find out later, but we don't get to see what happens until later. But you got Anthony LaPaglia, which was another movie I already reviewed, called So I Married an Axe Murderer. Check out that review. And so he's in this one. And seeing him in here, I'm like, wait a minute, he wasn't Without a Trace. Which I didn't realize it was him, because in Without a Trace he had no beard or anything. But so he was in this movie, and he plays Samuel Mullins, who is a toy maker, and he makes the first Annabelle doll. We see him make the first Annabelle doll and everything, and then stuff happens. When they bring the girls in, there's a room that is locked. You're not supposed to go in there. That was B's room, so you're not supposed to go in there. But there is the evil force of the doll that is luring. What's her name? One of the girls, remember her name, to the room. Now, here's one thing I want to talk about. Later we find out that the Mullins supposedly got in contact with the spirit of their dead daughter, and she wanted to move into the doll. But it turns out it was a demon, and after that happens, the demon went after Esther. So they put a bunch of, Bible verses in the room, put an incantation, and locked her in the room. Okay, now it's been up there for, I think, 6 years, just sitting there. And that scripture, or whatever it is supposed to stop it from being able to move. It can't do anything until, until it's free, and that's when it does stuff. But it lures the girl in there. I can't remember her name for some reason. It's that one. I remember her name though. She's got a bum leg, or she got a brace on her leg. And Well, then she does eventually open it, and she gets it free. I think one of the best scenes is when Mr. Mullins finds out that it's out, and this is a little while. First of all, there's a scene where the demon gets a hold of her, the girl. She's act like she thinks her friend, her sister Charlotte, is pushing her out, and it starts going faster, and it realizes it's a demon. It pushes her into one of the sheds, and it takes her. It's really cool. But the scene I like, and it's a little CGI heavy, but it is kind of cool. After Mr. Mullins finds out from Lulu Wilson's character that friend found the doll, he goes into the house, and the girl's sitting there, and it's like the doll is sitting there, and there's a note saying you found me or something like that. We find out that's the little thing they did, is like next to it, and like you see the girl, and he holds up the cross, and starts to change whatever, and breaks his fingers, just breaks them, completely breaks them back, bends them back. Ugh. Nah. I think this is the only Conjuring movie I haven't seen, Ghost of La Llorona, but it's the only Conjuring movie that has a body count, really. Because in The Conjuring, there was no body count. Conjuring 2, there wasn't really a body count. In Annabelle, I think the only one that dies, because Father Perez is alive. Spoilers for Curse of La Llorona, because I know he's in that one. It takes place after Annabelle. So, but Alfred Woodard's character is the only one that dies in Annabelle, so it's not really a body count. It's more just like one death. This is the one that has, the Mullins die and B, so the whole Mullins family. Eventually leads to this confrontation where they eventually force her back into the room, but at this point it's too powerful and it breaks out again with the body, with the girl. And they're let away from the cops show up and they're taken away and all that. So they're not staying at the house. The Mullins are killed. Actually, like I said, Mr. Mullins is dead after the bedding of the thing. He dies, and then we see that Mrs. Mullins is ripped in half. The scares are pretty good. There's the scene where I don't call her Mary because she's from Shazam, but Carol and another girl are talking in front of Mrs. Mullins, and they hear the bell. The bell is what Mrs. Mullins uses to be in contact with her husband. But she keeps ringing the bell, and they're like, well, why isn't he answering her? And then it rings right next to them, and they jump. I love that. I like some jump scares. I'm like full of jump scares, but let me get to the twist and the connection to the original film. Okay? After the girl, I can't remember her name for some reason. She played by Tabitha Bateman, but I can't remember her freaking name. But after she is free, it transitions to another orphanage where she is in the orphanage and she's being adopted by the Higgins couple from the first film. And she says her name is Annabelle. She gets adopted, and we see pictures that transition her to look older until they have a different actress. And we see that Annabelle, still possessed by the demon, is what came in, killed her parents with the help of her weird sadomasochistic boyfriend, and then it kicks off the events of the next film, and we find out that it wasn't just, because you watch the first film, you don't know the context. This kind of puts in context what goes on. You just see that Annabelle's blood dropped on the doll, and they think maybe that spirit took over it. Well, it turns out that the demon was in the doll, jumped to the little girl who changed her name to Annabelle, grew up, did all that, was killed, the blood dripped on the doll, and it retransferred in. So it all comes full circle. Which is why when they announced that they're going to do a third one, I'm like, how? Is there more? We already know how it began, and we know where it ends. It's in a box. Well, then they did that, in the Warren's house, which, All in all, guys, this movie's pretty good. I'm going to give it Give it an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. So what are your thoughts on Annabelle creation? Like, share, and subscribe. Anything else to say? Not pinching, Grace?